During this tricky time, we want to check in with our friends and oppos working for Forces Charities who are still doing such great work despite this period of isolation.
Indeed. Now, today we are very happy to have Adrian Bell with us on the line, who's the Chief Executive of the Royal Navy and Royal Marines Charity. How are you today, Adrian?
I'm very well indeed, thank you very much, Amy. I'm very well.
Excellent.
Great stuff. It's always a pleasure to get the Royal Navy and Royal Marines Charity on the line. Now, Adrian, we know too well the great work that you guys do, but for those not too familiar, can you please tell us?
Certainly. We're a large funding charity, so we work really at two levels. One level is a series of programs we run with partners. Effectively, we commission service delivery partners to deliver certain outcomes. So if I look at one in particular, family support, something that we've been working on for quite a long time. We've partnered with Relate, Home Start, we've partnered with King's Foundation, the Naval Families Federation, and a few others to create a family support program to help deal with some of the challenges of life in the Navy and being, as it were, that family within the Navy.
I mean, Adrian, you guys do such an incredible job, and I think we have to rightly point out, maybe for our civvy audience as well, is that when you are deployed, as far as the Navy goes, or if you're one of our submariners, or indeed a Royal Marine, you're gone for quite a long period of time, and comms can sometimes be really difficult. So teaming together and bringing this support to our forces families, it's just so important, isn't it?
Oh, it is. And when you look at the length of time for which people go away, it is really quite amazing. People will talk about a 6-month deployment, but of course there is an awful lot of training, there's an awful lot of preparation that goes in for that, and actually people can be away for well over 6 months at a time because of that prep period. And the other thing is, and I think it's not widely appreciated, the Navy has greater levels of deployment than the other two services. It's about almost 200 days in a 3-year period more than the other two services. So it's 660 days over a 3-year period, which is an awful lot of months. That mounts up to about 22 months in a 3-year period that naval personnel can be away. That is huge.
Yeah, it is absolutely huge.
Yeah, and it's also so important to mention that you guys help not just naval families in times of need, but also older age veterans and people who are looking to transition into civilian life as well. It's just such an important job you do.
Yes, and I think the naval family is a very large family. It's about 750,000 strong. And so you've got actually quite a small serving population and their families. But then you've got a very large veteran population, those at work and the older ones. And the range of support we try to provide, obviously a lot of people don't need that support, but there are some who need that support from time to time. And that's part of the reason that we're in existence and part of the reason we set up the sort of programs that we do to support.
Well said.
Now, Adrian, you've got to talk about your extraordinary service because, I mean, you were in for such a long time and also CBF in Gibraltar for quite a while as well. So it's lovely to have you back on BFBS, but obviously let's hear a little bit about your service.
Well, I did 30 years. I joined in 1980, left in 2010 by my own volition. I decided that the time had come for me to part company with the Navy. I was out of step with various things that I disagreed with. I left with 30 very, very good years of memories and moved into the charity sector where I've been for 10 years now. I was very fortunate. I had 3 sea commands, a couple of shore commands, including Gibraltar, which was a lot of fun and actually a most wonderful way to finish my naval career. So, yeah, hugely fortunate. And I was also hugely fortunate because very early on in my career as a little midshipman, I went down to the Falklands War and learnt an awful lot in a relatively short period of time that I think has set me up both for my naval career and beyond. So actually very fortunate in everything I did.
Well, it's just wonderful to speak to you today and wonderful that you've continued that element of service with the Royal Navy and Royal Marines charity. Adrian, just wondering if you'd like to stick around because we'd love to play a bit of a game with you. That's a nervous laugh, Adrian.
Come on, Adrian.
It's a very nervous laugh, but of course I'll do it.
We are going to be back with the Chief Executive of the Royal Navy and Royal Marines charity, Adrian Bell, next. BFBS, the Forces Station. If you have just joined us, we've been chatting with Chief Executive of the Royal Navy and Royal Marines charity, Adrian Bell. Are you still there, Adrian?
I am indeed.
Excellent.
Adrian, we've of course talked about the great work that you do, but if there are any military families out there that are looking for your support, how do they get in touch? How do they find out more?
Right, very simple. Go to our website, rnrmc.org.uk, rnrmc.org.uk. There on our homepage is a pictogram that shows not just this charity, but all the other fantastic naval charities that exist, and a support line telephone number, and we're here to help. So please do access us that way.
And it's important to mention, even during this time of isolation, you guys are still continuing to man the phones and help out.
Yes, we are, even though we're all working from home and have been for quite a long time now. And we are seeing increased numbers accessing our support line, both the support line and the email address as well.
Okay, and for people listening around the forces world as well, Adrian, we can reach out to you online, presumably?
Yes, if you email support@rnrmc.org.uk, that's support@rnrmc.org.uk, or ring our support line, we're there for you.
Brilliant stuff. Thank you so much, Adrian. Now then, it is the time that you've been waiting for.
I have indeed.
It is time for a little bit of Hitterati. Are you ready?
Yes, as ready as I ever will be.
Keeping you connected. BFBS.
The Forces Station. In an online search.
Who scores highest?
This is Hitterati.
It's Jay and Amy with you for the big show, and we've got the Chief Executive of the Royal Navy Royal Marines charity with us, Adrian Bell. Adrian, really simple this game, really simple. We're going to give you two things, and you need to say which one you think was searched more on a search engine. You've got 15 to get through and 60 seconds to score as many as you possibly can. Is that clear?
Absolutely.
All right, Adrian, your time starts now.
TV or radio?
TV.
It is indeed, yes. Ireland or Scotland?
Scotland.
Oh, it's Ireland. Soldier or Marine?
Soldier.
Oh, it's Marine. Triangle or flute?
Triangle.
It is indeed. Peach or aubergine?
Peach.
It is indeed. Train or bus?
Bus.
Yes. Giraffe or zebra?
Zebra.
Yes, you're on a roll. Football or rugby?
Football.
It is. Male or female?
Male.
Oh, British Army or Royal Air Force?
Royal Air Force.
Oh, it's the Army. Romantic comedy or action film?
Romantic comedy.
Oh, it's action.
on,
Lager,
Adrian.
pint of lager or a pint of squash?
Pint of lager.
It is indeed. Vegan or vegetarian?
Vegan.
Yes, it is. Poo or wee?
Poo.
It's a wee, Adrian. Now, TV shows, your last question. Grand Designs or Love Island?
Love Island.
It is indeed. You
Well
scored
done.
9, which is very respectable indeed.
Very respectable.
Get
How
the
did you
Royal-
find that,
Get
Adrian?
the Royal Navy Royal Marines charity on the board for 9.
Yeah, well, actually, I'm very glad that you kept it nice and simple, and a 50-50 for a simple sailor is always good.
We'll quote you on that, Adrian.
Well, Adrian, listen, there are a lot of troops listening right round the forces world. Have you got a message for them today?
Yes, we're here for you. We're open for business. Difficult times, very difficult times for those families that are separated. And if you need our help, you know where to turn.
Absolutely wonderful. Chief Executive of the Royal Navy Royal Marines charity. That's Adrian Bell. And definitely on my behalf, as a former Navy club swinger, I appreciate all the good work you do. But thanks for joining us on the big show, Adrian.
Well, Jane, Amy, thank you very, very much indeed for having me on. And one last thank you, if I might, to all those who support this charity. There are a lot of people out there who've put us in such a good position to help everyone who needs our support. My huge thanks to them.
Adrian Bell, thank you so much.
Cheers, Adrian.
Okay, take care.
Thank
Thanks a lot.
you. Bye-bye.